Welcome back, Sister on City TV and City FM. Let's hear your comments. 054-998-6996. What do you think of the message that we received at the beginning of the show? Let's hear you. In the meantime, another one here says, hello, sisters. I'm 28. He's 29. We've been dating for a year and a half now. When we met, we were both living in our parents' house, and that made it difficult to spend time together. So I advised him to get a place so that we could have our privacy. And he did. This happened 5 months into the relationship, and things had been going on well in the relationship, and, he'd surprise me from time to time. Our problem started when he decided to quit his job and start his own business. He got stressed out a lot, was always busy with work, and also complained about how things were not going well for him. I advised him to get another job and put the business on hold so that when he gets enough money, then he picks up pretty much from where he left off. Excuse me. But he keeps saying that it will work. His rent was due last month, and he asked me to give him about 15% of the rental money to add to his money, since he had about 85% of it. I feel like giving it to him, but I also feel if I do, I may be encouraging him to be lazy and not to work harder. I'm planning to tell him that I don't have the money and that he should ask his friends. Sisters, is this the right thing to do? Claudia. Since you said talk to me.
You see, we really don't understand things as human beings. Marrying or dating an entrepreneur is a different kind of hustle. There are two things. You either marry someone who is in a secure job, who likes his security, and there are always risks to even that security. To men who don't take risk, there are also risks to that. And there are also the advantage of being with a guy who is a hustler. And when you decide to be with someone who is a hustler, you need to recalibrate your thinking about stability and support. Because you see, I don't know if the two of you had a discussion before I didn't catch that part, but before he decided to start the business. And I think you referenced telling him to leave because you feel responsible that because you told him to leave, now you have to help him to pay his rent. But then I want you to ask yourself, if you were the one in such a bind, would you expect him to help you pay your rent? If the answer is yes, then you have to support him, because then the two of you are together. Fine, you are dating, you are boyfriend, girlfriend, you are working, it might not even end in marriage. But at this point in time, you are dating a hustler. And I mean, if it blows, you'll be happy to enjoy the bounty when it comes. So you have to make that decision now, that this experimentation that he's doing with his life, are you ready for the long haul? Or are you ready to support him? Because once you stay, there are two states of mind. Either you are going to look on indifferent, aloof, or you are going to be committed to supporting the hustler. So you have to ask yourself, what is your life philosophy? Are you ready to go the stable way where the man takes care of you, where he's in charge? There's that. And there's the other one where you are supposed to support him, you're supposed to help him with his dream. You have to make the decision about the future that you envision for yourself. He's not lazy. And we also have this capitalist mentality of you are working, so you're supposed to make it. Not all work will make you rich. Not all work will make you. You see, we have this mentality that he's not rich because he's not working hard. The people in the market hustling on the streets, the hawkers, they are working very hard. But they are not rich. So this your metrics of calculating that you are not seeing money. So he's lazy and he's not working. I don't agree with you. And I feel it's a false premise because sometimes people are really putting in their 100% and their all. But it's not working out. And we even say that there are some people who are lucky in life. They touch everything and it turns to gold. And there are some people who have to work 3 or 4 times as hard before they can make it. So now you know the philosophy and the path that he's taking. Instead of you crying and asking yourself if you should help him now, I think the bigger question should be, can you help him if this path is supposed to continue for the rest of his life? If not, take a bow now and leave him to struggle and hustle. If you feel you want to help Help him, not thinking that he's lazy and you are being philanthropic. For me, that part of saying he's lazy and hardworking, I feel is unfair, because you are not even with him in the business. You don't know what he's doing. You don't know the mental capacity that he's applying to this business. You don't know the other stress. I don't know how much you talk as a couple, because dating entrepreneurs, sometimes they come back and they burden you with all the business issues. So then you have a fair idea. So I also see a communication issue here, because I feel you don't have a fair picture as to the efforts he's putting into this business. And convincing him to go back to the job, it is not as easy as you put it. Yeah. Because you see, there's this sunk cost fallacy where you feel, okay, I've put in 100,000 Ghana cedis. I'm not going to let this thing fail. So you keep pushing in the money. You keep pushing in the money, hoping that it will work out. It's 50-50, it's 20-80. It might work out, it might not work out. So the fact that you, as an outsider, telling him that he should stop this dream that he's nursing, to go and look for another job just so he will seem responsible to you, I would just want you to walk a mile in his shoe. Walk a mile in his shoes. You left your job. You went to start a business on the side. And we know that the struggles that entrepreneurs face, even looking for funding for a business. I work with an organization where we have to physically go and talk to people to find money. It's not that we are incompetent. They have to believe in your dream, to buy into your dream. Sometimes you even have to hire people to make you look marketable. So it's a whole big picture out there. If you're not ready to chip in the rent, don't chip in. Tell him you don't feel it's your responsibility, but don't talk him out of his dreams. Make that decision. Am I going to be the supportive person, or am I going to be aloof? That's a decision you have to make based on your philosophy. If you decide to stay, you also have to make that decision that, okay, I'm going to be with an entrepreneur for the rest of my life. There are risks to this. Am I going to support? Am I going to be aloof? And each of the decisions that you make, it comes with consequences. But if you decide to help, it should be that you feel he's worthy of the help that you are giving. But from the text, it's as if you don't feel he's worthy of the support that he's supposed to get. And so for me, it will be support premised on false assumptions, and so not genuine. So you have to sit and think through, if you were him, would you expect him to help you pay your rent? Or would you look to your friends and family? Therein lies your answer.
I love it. I really love what you said, the very final thing. So if the role was turned, you know that she would have expected him to pay.
Thank you.
And if he didn't, she will go and tell stories about how he's not supportive.
Yes.
I don't know why women do that. When it's on the other foot, all the time to go to friends and family. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Claudia hit the nail so hard on the head, and I agree with her 110%. The question is, you don't want to support him, but yet, should he wake up tomorrow morning and he's a billionaire, you expect that you will enjoy the benefits of it. You expect him to buy you the latest car, buy you the latest like clothes and stuff. Ask yourself, if it were my brother, right, my best friend, the guy got 85% of rent and he's just asking you for 15%, and the problem is on the show.
Yeah.
Like, if I were the guy, like by now, but then what to no parking? Like, really? Yeah. Until when are some women going to appreciate that, Charlie, if I give a man money, it doesn't take anything away from me.
Right.
Yeah. And he's a hard worker and he's an entrepreneur. Like, Claudia has said it all. Like, okay, we are telling you, give him the 15%. But don't let it be breaking news. Oh, today he's asked you for 15%. So because you've given him 15%, it's like, hey, every time he's giving you money, should I not be the one who's asking you for money and all of that? No, it cannot be. Like, support him like you would a brother, like you would a best friend, and be there for him. Encourage him. Like, Rome was not built in a day. And it takes, sometimes we as women, we need to sit back. We need to be supportive. We are not saying that be the latest bank, financial, whatever to him. We're just saying that, Massa, encourage the guy. If it means that you have to chip in 100, by now it's probably like 100 CDs that we're even talking about. If it means that you have to support him however way that you can, and be there for him, encourage him, pray for him, bless him, little by little. Tomorrow, the fact that you've invested in him, or the fact that you've even seen the lights the light in the tunnel, or however it is, at the end of the tunnel, the fact that you're there for him tomorrow, he knows that, Charlie, or when he does well, he knows that, Charlie, when things were really bad, you were really there for me. So tomorrow, when you're also spending some, you can confidently say, Charlie, I was there with you, X, Y, and Z. But even so, assuming the relationship doesn't even go anywhere, at least, can't we just love people for who they are?
Yeah.
Not because of what we can get from them in return. This is somebody I believe you probably have been intimate with. You share a lot together. So when he's asking you for help, how many men do you think enjoy asking women for money? Unless it's a typical lazy guy who just wants money to be on his phone or look good, or there's some guys who are like that. But this guy, you can clearly see that, Charlie, he's trying. You think that it was easy for him to come and tell you that he's got 85%, so give me 15%.
Yeah,
no,
that must have been hard
Charlie,
for him, actually.
Some way.
Yeah.
So, Charlie, women out there, sometimes, Charlie, some way. Look sharp.
Ceci, what do you
Let me
think?
put this aside. Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
Good. So, first of all, you were the one who suggested that you guys should move out of your parents' house. You were living in your parents' house for free. And then
You said he should go and get a place.
he should go and get a place so that you guys, what were you thinking? Like, what was the plan? So go and get a place. So yeah, automatically you are going to pay for it. You were supposed to even say, okay, since I'm the one who even suggested that we should move out, I've inconvenienced you, so I'm pitching in 50%. Is he living there with his friends? He's living there with you.
Can you imagine?
And the guy got 85%, for crying out loud. 85. And you were only supposed to give him 15% for staying in the house as equally as he lived there. Why would you do that? And you're asking as if it's the right thing to do. Anyway, now back to the issue. You see, in our parts of the world, women are so entitled. We feel so entitled that, once I'm the guys, there was a girl that we discussed some time ago. Someone wrote, and then the guy was giving her money and giving her allowance. She wasn't working, and she was complaining that it's not plenty, and abusing the guy because what he was giving her was not enough. Meanwhile, you don't work. Now, madam, please give him the 15% because it's a pittance. It's compared to what he has got. He has gotten 85%. So what is your problem? If he has tried, some people just tell you that, what, this time I don't have the rent. Can you pay the rent or something? Because we both live there. But he was able to face up to that responsibility and get 85% of the rent. And he's only asking you for 15%, and then you are writing to the show.
I know.
For help.
Like, if I were the girl, I would be empathetic of the guy, because technically at first he used to be like he was working. Therefore, he had money and he had loose change in order to be able to do the things that he was doing, renting and doing all of these things. But now, Charlie, reality has set in. And if I were you, I'll encourage him, say, the amount of money, because in Ghana you don't pay 2-3 months rent like you do in the UK, or even 1 month rent. In Ghana you pay like
2 years.
1 year, 2 years. I don't even think we pay 1 year. You pay like 2 years.
Some people are not
2
taking
years,
the 2
3
years.
years.
It's 1 year. They are taking 2 years.
Thank you. And can you imagine all that 2 years amount of money? That amount of money could be pumped into his business that he's doing to be able to reap, profits. But now he's investing in rent just because of you, just because you want to be all lovey-dovey. Lovey-dovey comes with support. Lovey-dovey comes with responsibility. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it.
Even as bad as situations are, the guy is still able to come up with money for rent. And you know that the thing is bad, but he doesn't make excuses. He doesn't say that, okay, because business is not how do you call it?
Blooming.
Business is not blooming or
booming
or blooming, whatever. business is not booming. He's not making excuses that Charlie, things are not good. So Charlie, some people will even if the money is there, they'll tell you that she already knows that I'm not doing too well in the business, so she'll pitch in.
Yeah.
But you can see clearly that he's not doing well in the business, but he's still, trying to live up to the responsibility or step up to the plate.
Right. Yeah, step up to the plate.
Yeah, step up to the plate. Okay, so be appreciative of the fact that even though he is struggling, he is still living up to your. He's not even married to you.
Exactly.
He's not even married to you. If he was married, you go like, okay, so he's my husband, and even that, when you are married, it is a shared responsibility. And this one, you are the one who told the guy that move out of your parents' house because you want privacy.
And you see how she thinks.
Yeah, you're not willing to pay for the privacy.
If she
pay
gives
for it.
him the 15%, she will be
think he's lazy.
encouraging him to be lazy. Charlie, some way. Like, no, it's not cool. You're not cool. If I were you, I tell him to go back to mommy and daddy's house, save that money, and invest it in his business. When the business does well, then you can move out together. Then you know that, at least now he's broken even. Now there's some profit coming in. Then now let's look at how we're looking at our life together. Don't expect to have your cake and eat it and demand the world. By now, he's probably buying her panties, probably buying Vodafone. I said,
that was what I was about to say. That,
Charlie, what's up?
Yeah,
And
we
to
seem to
end
have
it.
this mentality
I know.
that the man is supposed to do everything.
Yeah.
But back in the Stone Ages, when the man was supposed to do everything, women had the responsibility they were performing. They were in charge of domestic care and child care. What exactly is he doing for this guy?
Thank you.
Nothing.
What is she doing for this guy?
kids.
And this whole mentality that a guy is supposed to live alone to be responsible. It's for me, it's crap.
Thank you.
If you live in a place like Accra, look at the rents. Coming out of university, how many people come out of university with inheritance and capital? And if I have my parents' house, I'm living in my parents' house, and that is saving me money. That boy too. A woman tells you to move out of your father's house to go and take on his
She's in
expenses.
love.
And they love. The way we envision love and all these Cinderella fairy tales, we need to be practical. And now you are under this burden, and the person that you are sacrificing for doesn't even value it.
Yeah.
He thinks you are lazy.
Yeah.
Go back to your mother's house, invest that rent. Go back. If she leaves you, she should go. Why am I even advising the guy? He's not the one who wrote it.
So to end what I wanted to end with, you lack the maturity to live an independent life. Obviously, you don't know what that entails. So move back to your parents' house if you think you cannot help with 15% rent. You don't know what it means to be independent of your parents. So move back, okay, and use your money for what you want to use it for. Just like you even had the temerity to say that you have the money, but you don't give it to him.
Yes.
So you lack that maturity. Move back to your parents' house.
You know what I'm asking myself, if she really actually loves him.
No.
And she's not there
She
just
does.
for what.
We have the wrong perception of love.
I'm only asking that because, for me, it's a no-brainer. If I had moved in with my boyfriend and it was time for rent and he told me he had 85, it was a no-brainer to just give him the 15, especially if I was capable. Because I love him, I know where this is going. We are in sync.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But the minute I start to question, should I help him? Like, really?
Yeah.
It doesn't make it like
It's true.
Anyway, we'll
And
go
true,
for,
genuine love wouldn't do
no,
that. Exactly.
It's a no-brainer.
That's true.
You're with the guy.
That's true.
Charlie, we'll go for a break. We'll be right back.